am Tracy Colson, and I am your mistress of ceremony this evening. Welcome, everyone, to our national celebration and recognition of our Sisterhood Month and Women's History Month. Before we begin the program, we're going to have an inspirational word from Judy Johnson, who is on the membership committee, and she's the membership chaplain. So at this time, let's welcome Judy Johnson to the podium.
Service is not what we do. Service is not what we do, but what we are. Dorothy Irene Height, our 10th National President of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Good evening. Our scripture this evening will be found in Ephesians 3:17-18. May your roots go deep into the soul of God's marvelous love, and may you have the power to understand, as well as God's people should, how wide, how long, how high, and how deep his love goes for all of us. May God add a blessing to the reading of his holy word. Happy Sisterhood Month.
Now I'm excited to bring to the stage Kenan Brandt. He is a 7th grader at Berwick Middle School with Columbus City Schools. And he is going to bring our opening prayer this evening.
May everyone bow their heads. God, I come to you to pray today, God, about our city leadership, our national leadership, and most importantly, our young people of the city and the people in Ukraine. God, I hope that you can protect, care for the leadership of our city, and I hope that you can protect the people in Ukraine, because it's getting bad for them. And I hope that you can keep all the young children of our city safe and out of trouble. Amen.
Let's give him another round of applause. It takes a lot for a young person to get up and speak in front of a room of people. So thank you, Kenan, for that. At this time, we're going to have coming to the stage our chapter president, Tamara Sailey. She's going to bring welcome to everyone.
Good evening, and welcome. Again, my name's Tamara Sailey, and I'm the chapter president of the Columbus, Ohio Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And Kenan, Mr. Brandt, thank you. Thank you for that prayer. Thank you for those words that truly light our spirit to serve and to be of service. And thank you, Councilwoman Shayla Favors, our sorority sister, for joining us and hosting this event tonight. We look forward to your powerful remarks as well. To Judy Johnson, one of our prayer warriors in the chapter, no truer words have been spoken. Yes, for the women of Delta Sigma Theta, service is not what we do, but who we are. To serve our community, we commit to healthy partnerships and create phenomenal projects that serve those who look like us. Our rich legacy is not without realizing that many voids and inequalities still exist in our communities, the boardroom, and the classroom. So we acknowledge our mile marker in history as 22 great women gave us a start to scholarship, sisterhood, service, and social action. These lessons came from notable women of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, such as Dorothy Irene Height, our 10th national president, who also served as the president of the National Council of Negro Women for 40 years, Congresswoman Shirley Chisholm, the first black woman elected to the United States Congress, Marsha L. Fudge, our 21st national president and now Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, who is leading us in the area of fair and affordable housing, our Congresswoman Sora Joyce Beatty, who is representing the 3rd District of Ohio and is also serving as the leader of the National Black Caucus. And there are so many more members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated who have led before us. Our heartfelt labor of love and appreciation is to lead, develop, encourage, partner, and support in areas to bring about justice. So thank you again for joining us tonight to highlight Women's History Month and the national celebration of our rich sisterhood. Take this time also to learn more about the Columbus Alumni Chapter by visiting our website. And I also invite you to open the website of our Divine Nine Brothers and Sisters in Greekdom, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, and Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. Now and for past generations before us, these great organizations continue to create milestones, pave roads, and bring a chair to the boardroom when no chair was afforded to us. So thank you again for allowing us to be here tonight. Enjoy the rest of the program.
Next, coming to the stage, we have Robin E. Ferguson, who is our first vice president and membership chair. She's going to bring chapter highlights and events for us.
Good evening, and welcome, friends and family of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Again, I am Robin Ferguson, first vice president of Columbus, Ohio Alumni Chapter and membership chair. And I have been charged with tonight to bring what we are doing locally in the chapter to serve the communities we serve right here in Columbus, Ohio. As you all know, many of you are aware, we are now more than 350,000 members strong and more than 1,000 chapters worldwide. But right here, it's very important for us to focus on what we're doing locally and make sure that we are strategically aligning ourselves with our national initiatives, what we all call our 5-point programmatic thrust. So let's jump right into it. Economic development. Some of the things our chapter focuses on in that programmatic thrust is empowerment workshops, and our committees also work to provide knowledge and awareness around economic stability, debt-free strategies, and financial prowess. We also partner with the Dress for Success of Columbus, Ohio, where we provide new and gently used wardrobe for many of our underemployed and unemployed women in Columbus, Ohio, who need that extra boost when they have their interviews in their first weeks on the job. The next programmatic thrust is educational development. This is where we focus on our youth programs in 5 different areas. First is our Dr. Betty Shabazz Delta Academy, which serves girls from 11 to 14. This program is designed to address the educational and social development needs of middle school girls, focusing on science, technology, engineering, and math skills, in other words, STEM. Second is our Dr. Jean L. Noble Delta GEMS program, which serves young girls 14 to 18. GEMS stands for Growing and Empowering Myself Successfully. This program is designed to develop strong, confident, and respectful young ladies while also focusing on academic achievement and excellence. Embody. This services our young men from 11 to 17-year-olds. And Embody stands for Empowering Males to Build Opportunities for Developing Independence. The curriculum addresses issues related to STEM education, leadership, healthy lifestyle choices, importantly, character, ethics, and college readiness. Project Delta, this is our 2-prong approach. We focus on Delta read-ins for our Project Delta, which stands for Delta's Enriching Lives Through Academic Achievement. This is designed to focus on reading and comprehension, but more importantly, what we're doing now and growing each year is providing scholarships to our graduating seniors. We started out at $12,000 a year, and just last year we were over $32,000. And next is our international awareness and involvement. While we support developing countries in a number of ways, such as Operation Christmas Child, those are those shoe boxes that we gift to young boys and girls in underserved countries, and we also support World AIDS Day. But we are particularly proud of in our local chapter is the support we are doing right now in raising funds for the Delta House, Vashti Village, which is an elementary school established in Haiti under the direction of our 24th national president, Cynthia M.A. Butler McIntyre. And most recently this month, we've raised over $1,000 and will be sending those funds to Haiti for their water well initiative to help and maintain and sustain 2 water wells over there. And next, our physical and mental health. This is near and dear to us during Sisterhood Month because each year we honor our chapter's honorary charter member, Edith Cousins. We work in our communities in recognition of her work and her life within the chapter of Columbus area. Our chapter was established May 20th, 1934, so 88 years later, we are still recognizing her and celebrating the work she has done. This month, on March 26th, we have a full day of service to our community with dropping off school supplies at the Water of Hope Ministries, writing letters of support to women in the Amethyst program at the Alvis House, and then assisting their reading garden on site at the Alvis House all in one day. To round out our 5-point programmatic thrust, this is one of my personal favorites, you all know, political awareness and involvement. Members of our chapter attend each year either Delta Days at the state capitol, just up the street, or Delta Days at the nation's capital in Washington, D.C., where we spend time in workshops and conferences learning about the issues that are facing the African Americans in our community right here. And after we're getting all of that knowledge, we go on the Hill, and we go up the hill over there, and we talk to those legislators and make sure they hear what's happening in our communities. So as you can see, Columbus Deltas are very busy working in our communities, addressing the needs that we are seeing. I encourage you to take a moment to visit our website, follow us on our social media handles, and so that you can stay abreast of what's next on Delta's to-do list. While today is a celebration of our sisterhood, I also want to remind you that a sisterhood is who we are also, but service is what we do as well. Thank you.
I have the honor and pleasure of introducing our speaker. Columbus is one of the greatest cities in the country. However, rapid growth has the potential to create social and economic divides. The responsibility to mitigate the unintended effects of urban development on our vulnerable communities and crucial to the longevity of a thriving, diverse economy for all. Council member Shayla D. Favor has served the residents of Columbus on City Council since January of 2019. She is chair of the Housing, Health, and Human Services and Criminal Justice and Judiciary Committees. Prior to joining council, Favor served as an assistant city attorney in Columbus City Attorney Zach Klein's office. As a zone attorney, Favor had the opportunity to litigate high-profile environmental lawsuits, advise administrative and local government agencies, and draft several pieces of legislation. Favor worked alongside the leaders of our city and community to provide essential city services to improve Columbus neighborhoods and facilitate conversations to address criminal activity, vacancies, and abandonment. While serving as a zone attorney, Favor implemented 2 initiatives to address our city's blight: the vacant and abandonment property program, along with the receivership program, have both addressed enforcement, demolishment, and rehabilitation. These initiatives have effectively helped to decrease our vacant and abandoned property count and to put blight properties back into the housing market. That's just to name a few. In addition to serving on council, Favor serves as the president of Partnership Achieving Community Transformation a nonprofit organization that is working to create a healthy, financial, and environmental sustainable community where residents have access to safe and affordable housing, quality health care, and education and employment opportunities. Favor is also serving as a visiting professor at Denison University, where she is teaching a class on the history of racism and housing. Isn't she a bad sister? Let's bring to the stage Favor lives on the Near East Side of Columbus with her husband, Corey Favor, and their adorable fur baby, Hudson. Let's bring Shayla Favors to the stage.
I did not know she was going to read all of that. Good evening, my sorors. Good evening. I said my sweet, sweet sorors. Let me stop. For my team get mad at me because these lights are going to come on at 6:25 on the dot. But before I get started, I'm just going to take a point of privilege. First of all, welcome to the People's House. If we were inside, it would be the living room. So thank you for being here at City Hall today. This is your space. And I want to invite you all to come down to City Hall. Now more than ever, we have to make our voices heard. So please do not let this be the last time that you show up at the People's House, okay? But let me give acknowledgments to my fellow Councilmember Meredith Lawson Rowe. Is Councilmember Shanette here? We're gonna shout her out anyway. Councilmember Shanette Strickland. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the new president and CEO of the Affordable Housing Trust, Lark Mallory, and Miss Sally Gibson, the curator of all of this today. You know, I am so honored to have the Columbus Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta here today at City Hall. One of the first events that I hosted as a new member of Columbus City Council back in 2019, pre-COVID, if you guys can remember, was our Spirited Sisters taking it to the streets. And I believe that was the first time that City Hall had been lit up red, and that was quite an honor to be able to do that. And at that time, we were talking about, and we didn't even know what we were getting ready to embark on in 2020, but we were talking about how we are called to be the light in darkness and how dark the last 2 years have been, right? And so today marks the first day of Sisterhood Month and Women's History Month. The Heart of Delta thrives in scholarship, sisterhood, and service. And now more than ever, we must dig deep and work collectively against the forces that seek to rewrite history, disenfranchise and demobilize our fight for equity in housing, employment, in education, and in healthcare. Delta has always been on the front lines. And so this fight for justice, this fight for true freedom, for true equity is nothing new for my sisters, right? So let me just encourage all of us today to stay in the fight. The last few years have been particularly challenging, especially in the city of Columbus. But that's when we must come together. We have to continue to lean on one another and simply get the job done. We all have a role to play in the fight for social justice. And let me thank each and every one of you for the role that you play in our communities, in our churches, and in raising our families. And that's why this evening is so important. When women empower each other, incredible things happen. So as we kick off Women's History Month and Sisterhood Month, let's walk with a renewed sense of power, knowing that we aren't just women, we are Delta women. And we set the example that has led to change not only in the city of Columbus, but around the world. Happy Sisterhood Month, sisters, and I'm so grateful that you all have joined us here this evening. And now it is my pleasure to join with our honored guests. I believe Ms. Joy Biv, are you doing this part? Okay, you know what, let me sit on down. You know what, it's not my show. It ain't my show. Just tell me when to step and start, okay? Thank you all.
Listen, a good leader knows how to yield. I'm just going to let her have it. At this time in our program, we're going to have resolutions and proclamations presented. So our first person is a representative from the office of Congresswoman Joyce Beatty. She is also a member of Columbus Alumni Chapter. Joyce Beatty is, yes. Not the person that's coming. I don't even know who the person that's coming. Joyce Beatty is a member of Columbus Alumni Chapter. We're going to have a representative from her office come up and present the proclamation on her behalf. So please come on up.
Good evening, everyone. I am Terry Williams Ifaduba. I'm Congresswoman Joyce Beatty's district director, located and based here in Columbus, Ohio. Excuse me. Losing my voice a bit because, of course, as you all know, it's State of the Union, so we have been extremely busy in the office, so my apologies if my voice cracks a bit. I am honored that I was invited this evening to represent my boss, cannot say enough great things about her, and to present her chapter with this beautiful proclamation, and if you'll give me a moment, I will share it and read it to you. Congressional recognition presented to Columbus Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated in recognition of its national initiative highlighting Sisterhood Month and Women in History. On behalf of the citizens of the 3rd Congressional District of Ohio, I am pleased to recognize the Columbus Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated for its national initiative highlighting Sisterhood Month and women's history. The Columbus Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta was founded, as you all know, in May 1934 and currently represents more than 350 chapter members. The sorority is dedicated to public service, which is exemplified through its 5-point programmatic trust and the Delta Gems mentorship program that helps high school girls define and discover their individual brilliance. This year's national initiative highlighting Sisterhood Month and Women in History celebrates the accomplishments and contributions of individuals such as Dorothy Irene Height, Secretary Marcia Fudge, Shirley Chisholm, and many women that have followed in the 22 founders' footsteps. Today, March 1st, 2022, I commend the Columbus Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated for its national initiative and wish the organization, and as the member mentioned, and all of my sorors, continued success. Signed, Joyce Beatty, Member of Congress, Ohio 03, and Chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. And with that, I yield back to you. And I'll leave this with you.
Can give it to her
Okay.
president. And if Tamara, Sailey, if you can come up and stand here while they present the proclamation so you can receive them. Our next is going to be our very own council member, Shayla Favors. She's going to present her proclamation as well.
So just in case I don't get the mic back again, because I see some folks from the press are here, and last night we lit City Hall yellow and blue, obviously in support of Ukraine. Today is lit red and white, not for the Soviet Union, but for Delta Sigma Theta. So we just want to, Delta stands with Ukraine, the city of Columbus stands with Ukraine. All right. Whereas Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated was founded on January 13, 1913 by 22 collegiate women at the Howard University. Y'all know I work with OSU now, so I'm saying the all the time now. The private nonprofit organization's purpose is to provide assistance and support through established programs in local communities throughout the world. And whereas the Columbus Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was established on May 20th, 1934, The CAC is a 501c7 organization committed to primarily serving the African American community within Franklin County throughout the sorority's 5-point programmatic thrust. Whereas the members of the CAC strive to continue the legacy of sisterhood, scholarship, and service, the major programs of the sorority are based upon the organization's 5-point programmatic thrust: economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. Keeping in pace with the organization's goals, this organization has provided numerous educational and enriching programs for students and for residents. Whereas on March 1st, 2022, the Columbus chapter will host its Empowering Women and Serving in Our Communities in honor of Women's History Month. The celebration aims to empower women and youth to take an active role in their success and in the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Columbus that this council does hereby congratulate the Columbus Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated on their service and numerous contributions to the City of Columbus.
And we have one more, and that is from Franklin County. My very own Sands, Joy Bivens, is going to come up and give this resolution.
Greetings, SOARs. I am Joy Bivens. I am the Deputy County Administrator of Health and Human Services for Franklin County. I oversee Job and Family Services, Office on Aging, Justice Policy and Programs, and Child Support. I bring you greetings on behalf of the Franklin County Commissioners, President Erica Crawley, Commissioner Kevin Boyce, and Commissioner John O'Grady. Happy Sisterhood Month, SOARs. I'm going to make this quick, Sands, because I know we got stuff we got to get to. So, I think everyone's resolution covered the most pertinent. Happy Sisterhood Month, SOARs. But our resolution is I'm going to start here, President. In recognition of Delta Sigma Theta sorority in celebration of Sisterhood and Women History Month, as well as the sorority's continued support for empowering women. Whereas, as a great number of Franklin County local and nationally elected officials and leaders are members of the Columbus chapter of Delta Sigma Theta sorority, will celebrate Sisterhood Month in history on March 1 and ask others to join them as they acknowledge the community collaborations with a lighting ceremony at Columbus City Hall, where it is lit white and red, commemorating the rich history of women who broke down barriers, blazed trails for future generations, and committed themselves to changing to the climate and unhealthy culture of separatism and injustice. And whereas the hundreds of thousands of Delta Sigma Theta members and alumni around the world are a powerful force for justice and advancement, a testament to the heartfelt display of the Columbus, Ohio Alumni Chapter's commitment to community, to service, to mentorship, holistic healing that exists within our Taking to the Streets journey, bridging a new frontier for individual physical and mental health, as well as a community well-being now. And be it resolved by the board of the Franklin County Commissioners, Commissioner Erica Crawley, Commissioner John O'Grady, and Commissioner Kevin Boyce. Happy Sisterhood Month, SOARs.
No, you can stay up there. Okay, so next we're going to do some closing remarks from our first Vice President, Robin Ferguson, before we light City Hall. If it's not already lit, it's already lit. So we're going to do some closing remarks. And then after that, we're going to take a photo with everyone with the proclamation and resolutions that we have.
So I was just supposed to say, SOARs, join me in lighting the City Hall red. But since that already happened, I did want to say thank you to our brothers and sisters of Greekdom. Thank you for coming out to support us. Thank you for all that was poured into this event today from Councilperson Shayla Favors' office. And also, I just wanted you all to take away something. Deltas, when we party with a purpose, right? So we're celebrating today, but we're also going to recognize our communities. And when you leave here, you will leave with at least 5 bags. Take 5, take 10, since we all have plenty to give out. But what you are to do with those blessing bags is to, at your first stop sign, at your first light, you see someone homeless, please hand them a bag. Some of the things that are in the bag are essentials like hand warmers, tissue, water, granola bars, those sorts of things. So please take bags, pay it forward, give it to the community, and have yourself a good evening. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you for coming out. At this time, you can take to my left, your right. There's a table set up. Please take some blessing bags while we take photos of everyone. And we're going to start a chant while we take the photo up here. So if Joy Bivens, Councilmember Shayla Favors, our chapter president, and Robin Ferguson, if you all can stand up here while we take a photo. Thank you, everyone, for coming out this evening. Please make sure you take at least 5 blessing bags.